It's only one way this ends. Me running off you on the porch crying, girl, I don't guess I can blame you. You brought in this outside dog. I'm born to howl at the moon. You know I need me some room for chasing me all night.
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California.
But tonight we start week 9 with a good one in prime time, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
They go play action here on first down. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Only a couple there. It's going to be brought down about the 28.
You look at this Niner defense.
They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Garrett Williams.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback. They also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
It'll be a gain of 5. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Tag! 8, Panther 80. Panther 11. Panther 11.
Willis.
Throw left side complete. That's Brooks.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Let's go now.
Here's Willis now off the play fake.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Looking to throw. Huff. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Irvin. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
You look at this Niner defense.
This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
From the gun on 3rd down, Huff. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. A nice punt, but a good run back as well at 13 yards. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Willis. That's taken in by Weaver. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
10 at the 39-yard line.
A run out of the gun with Brooks.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
The Niners at 6-2 to start play. They come in off a loss last time out, but overall they've been playing pretty well. 6 wins and 8 prior to that defeat.
And it always hurts when you lose a tight game as they did a week ago. I think each player starts thinking to himself, if I could have played better one play here, one play there, maybe it could have changed this team's fortunes. But it absolutely illustrates how important it is to play a complete game if you want to win in the NFL.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Charger, 19, 6.
They run out of the gun to Brooks here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Back to throw, Willis.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Weaver. That'll give him 8 that time.
And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
18 Rattlers. Let's go now. Bronco 80.
To throw, here's Relis. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Nico Collins, 38 yards. And the 49ers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down. That catch in his career is number 662, and that's significant because it ties him with Hall of Famer Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah, who was a wide receiver at Alabama before he transitioned in the NFL. And we're seeing some of those attributes here because the ability to play inside, outside, flex out, he can catch it from any position and turn it into a big play.
Now he's got his eyes on 700.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now they'll change things around before the snap. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply, if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Once again, it's Irving. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
2nd down and 3. Back to throw. Huff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
The Ravens on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Huff. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. Back to throw. Huff. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
At the 4-yard line.
Irving. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Ready up.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. The San Francisco defense trying to hold tough again. This is 3rd and goal. They'll go with the keeper, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year, his 5th overall. And the Ravens are back within a score. The extra point up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Boy, they're down only 1 score. Still first half. But they're going to line up for the onside kick. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He will score. Touchdown, 49ers. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. But good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
And you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who's that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
It's a gain of 7 on the carry, but they'll need to double that here. It's 3rd and 14. They're going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. So after 3 drives and 3 touchdowns combined between these two clubs, finally we get a defensive stop.
Yes, and welcome to the party, defensive players. And glad to have you, because for a while there, it almost felt like it was 11 going downfield on air. Okay, so to be able to have someone come up, make a stop, now we got a football game going.
And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. action. Here's Willis. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Throw right side, taken in by Collins. Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there. Willis now off play action. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jalen Phillips, the former first rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Ready, set.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Here's Willis.
Now he'll under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Jalen Phillips in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on third.
70 range, down. Viking 18, 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Warrior 70, 18, Robbery 18.
Now Willis.
He's got a man, complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big third down play there for the Niners. 51 yards.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
19 left, 60 Vices, 60 Vices.
They'll run straight ahead with Brooks.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. From 19 yards away.
And the 49ers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go.
And he returns this to the 22.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote about Smokey and the Bandit there. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go now.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Open man downfield is Judy. He's got it.
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
That's another Baltimore first down. It's a gain of 25 yards. First down, Ravens.
Back to throw again.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Oh, and that's kind of how it's gone for him so far. That was a ball they need to get back in this game. A quick strike, a big play. But he led his guy too far, and it winds up over his head.
A 47-yard attempt.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Michael Dixon set to kick off.
It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Check that. Street.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers.
Jonathan Brooks, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
This is 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Irvin.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. From the gun on 3rd down, Huff. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
Down the right sideline.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. 57 yards.
And the Ravens are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Michael Dixon set
Now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Jonathan Brooks with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Gets past one man. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Irvin. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Second and 10 at the Niners' 47-yard line.
A run up the middle with Irving. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball.
And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. And the Niners are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
Come on, set. Liking 18.
To throw, here's Willis. Open man right side, that's McConkey. And they'll make sure he's touched down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Here we go, set. Let go.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
A quick throw caught out wide by Judy.
And just not a ton of room to work with. They'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
From the gun on 3rd down. Huff.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
And this one will be brought back to the 22.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two, because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now Willis to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the 49ers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
7 Pirates, 19, ready.
Here's Brooks.
And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
Cowboy, Panther 60, Panther 60.
Brooks will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1.
Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
Come on, come on.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Malik Willis
Keeping it himself from a yard out.
And the 49ers get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Koo now for the point after.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Back now here in Santa Clara, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Oh, able to avoid him.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to do when the pocket is clear. When you got all those people in front of you, almost impossible to have a good completion percentage.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
From the gun on third down, Huff.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
How did he stay on his feet?
And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
It's a big play there for Baltimore. 42 yards.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line.
Not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
Now the Ravens bring out the field goal unit here. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And this one is right through. And that will knock this down to still a very large 29-point deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it, and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and the big yardage all night long.
The Niners on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Willis looking to throw it.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. The flag comes in. It's incomplete. And I'm not sure he was still behind the line when he let that one go.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down. And now it's 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Huff. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
19 Lions.
Back to throw. Huff. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Dexter Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now here's Michael Dixon, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Might have needed just one more block. As it stands, 37-yard return. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20.
Up the middle with Brooks here.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
A 31-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a 1st down.
Now a loose football. Coleman lost it. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Operating from the gun. Huff. A short throw caught by Andrews.
And Andrews going to have a Ravens 1st down as they get this up past the 35-yard line.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is that right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Huff. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. They run out of the gun with Irvin. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Now they'll change things up.
2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. His throw incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down. Back to throw. Huff. They're going to run the screen with Bowden. On the move past the 40. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
And the Raven first down.
Looking to throw. Huff. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw again. And the Niners get there and bring him down. That was Nick Bolton rushing in and burying him behind the line.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch.
I'm in a time.